So welcome back to the channel. Lovely day. So we're going to crack on with the rear floor pan, which I'm now going to show you what I was doing on the last video. Doing all this panel, trying to get this bit in here to fit in here. So what the plan is, I've just got this clamped in place, put a little screw in there to get that on there. As you can see, there's a gap there. So what I'm going to do is cut up here, push it across to this bit here, so leave a gap. Then I have to weld this bit back in afterwards. Also trying to get this bit on the other side to cut away to make sure this fits on this piece of metal. So that is the plan. So getting this bit done, tacked and all sort of in place. Just get some screws in there just to get that all good. So then I can come back and then I can eventually get this tacked in this side, get everything measured up in place, tack it all in place, get that back bit started, get all that cut out and replacing that bit was all rotten. So that's the plan, so let's crack on. So there you go, I managed to get this bit all in here. Got a little bit more there to push in, which is coming in nicely. That's all in there nice and tight. And underneath there, as you can see, I've just put a little tack weld in there just to get that all in shape. But this bit here is good. So what I'm going to do is get a little nut and bolt, I think, and just pull this bit, because it ain't quite meeting up with this, you see. And then I'm going to try and cut this panel into this original bit of the tunnel. So that's what I'm going to do now. Just try and run some nuts and bolts, pull that in, and go from there. It's looking good. So this bit is all sort of tacked in here. I've got this bit in here. I've got to make another bit up in here, cut that away from there. But this is the main bit I've got in. Got all this bit all in there now, so it's all tacked in place. bolted in here. So now I've also done these bits to the other side. So this all measures up across here to this, exactly the same as the other side. I've measured this bit of the seat to there, and that's perfect. So what the plan is to get this bit I made a few videos ago into that bit there, to replace this bit down here and get all that in. So I'll get all that bit done in first, get that welded in, and then I can start working forward, get the front pan in, and then come across and start rebuilding this bit here, like that bit over there, to go back in here, get the seat in, make sure the seat's all straight and stuff before I go too mad. But yeah, I'll have to take this back out eventually, get it all cleaned up nice, and then weld through primer, get it all in there. So that is the plan. So let's crack on with this now, getting this bit in there. I'll have to cut this down a bit now, and we'll go from there. Let's go. So the more I've shaped this and messed about with it trying to get this in shape, I think we're going to try again and make a different one. The more I sort of get this sort of hammered out, it's now bowing inwards, as you can probably see there. So the best thing to do with this is just chuck it away. That's it, waste of time. So that was a waste of time. So anyway, so what I'm thinking, I've got this other bit of metal. I've bent this with the metal bender, so I've got a nice straight edge to work off, and then I can just put it back in the metal bender to bend it into position to get it flat on the floor pan. So what I'm going to do is cut here and sort of this away, and then I can start getting that in shape into the car, and then I'll just have to fabricate the end bits, which won't be a problem really. Once I get it in there, then I can just tack it in and take it back off, and I think that's the best plan. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it, to get that spot on. I ain't going to be happy with it, so if I don't do it this way, that won't work. So right, I'm going to crack on and try and get this in, and then I'll come back and show you all that jazz. Right, let's go. So there you go, it's all cut up and sort of in place now. I've got the measurements right on the other side to this. So what I'm going to do now is just tack a bit down there in and get this measured up completely right, and then I can start sort of cutting this out around here, and hopefully that will sort of be almost in there, and I can start bringing the floor up slightly where it should be, bolt it in place like I have done on this bit here, and sort of go from there. So hopefully now we can start sort of taking shape, but it looks a lot better, a lot better. So we'll start cutting this and getting it tacked in and making these new bits up on the edge here and on this corner here, and then I can take it all back out and make a nice little panel, and then like I say, get it bolted up. So that's what we're going to do now. So there you go, that is all tacked in, ready to be welded up. I cut a little bit too much metal off here, down there, and I also cut this off too short so it wouldn't fit in here. So I've had to weld another bit back in there, done it off camera. So I'll just get this bit welded up now and get it all smoothed off, and then we can cut the rest of this piece of metal off here, and that should fit back in there like that, like a glove. So let's crack on and get this all welded up. So I've just cut the rest of this out and took all this off as well. As you can see, it's been bodged up before. It's quite rusty at the bottom there. So that's the reason why I made the new panel. It's a little bit better than the other one, as you can see. So it's quite really nice. All down there, made it all look nice and tidy in the corner there. It's quite really nice. It's definitely a lot better than this one, as you can see there. First attempt, second attempt. So yeah, maybe I should have done that in the first place like that. And anyway, it don't really matter now. So what we're going to do now is just get this all in place and then tack it all in, and we'll go from there. So this is how far we got. We got this flush here and weld up in the corner there. It looks starting to look really nice. It's got to come this way a little bit where it's gone back a bit. Underneath there's a plate under the back there where the that's the bracket for the tank. That looks nice in there. That looks really good. It's going to look a bit like that side now. So yeah, really pleased with that. Still got to obviously spot weld that bracket onto the other side of this, but I want to get this all in the right place first before we go too mad. But I think we're going to leave it there because the grinder is run out. My little grinder, I really want to use it. I can't find the charger for it, so I'll leave that for now. But I've just seen this, which I've just cut off of this bit here. So I've been trying to get hold of one of these, but I cannot find one anywhere. So as you can see there, I didn't realise they'd welded it up. Literally put the floor in and welded it onto the end of this. That's all right. It's a double skin, as you can see in there. So next time we'll get the rest of this finished off here, and then we'll come back and try and sort of do something with this, cut some more of this floor out somewhere sort of close of being sort of straight. But like I say, I'm gonna have to get the seat out to put that in and sort of tack it all in and get it right before we sort of modify all this. But so that is the end of the video. Check out the new mic, look at that. Well, I've had it a little while, but I haven't had a chance to get around to putting it on there, but it looks pretty good, so hopefully it sounds good. Thank you very much for the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Get yourself involved, and I'll see you next time.